Hi, this is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a beaded loop pendant that is integrated right into your strung jewelry. Now I have just some beading wire here, and I'm working with the Preciosa round crystals, and you can see that I have several different sizes here, and there's a reason for that. So I have some 10 millimeters, I have some 8s, I have some 6, and I have some 4 over here. So I have a nice little sort of color smattering there, but what I want to talk to you about is if you wanted to create a loop that is dead center and right in the center, and you can actually do multiple loops of this style, how to do that with using some round crystals, because there are a couple little tips that I want to point out to you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to create my little design here. So I have a couple of these beads. These are the light rose, and they have that beautiful little AB to them. So I'm going to have those. These are going to be my 8 millimeters. These are going to be my little anchors. But I know that I'm going to need my 10 millimeter bead right up at the top so that I can complete that loop. Now, it is up to you if you want to add another one here at the bottom, or if you just want that to be sort of your central piece. And this will all make sense in a moment. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these 6 millimeter beads, because I like to sort of graduate things when I can to have them sort of make sense, if you will. So now I'm going to add a couple of these little beads here. Now these are the little purple beads, so I'm just going to add those in. So again, you can see that I'm creating a little bit of a graduated circle pendant down here. But let's go ahead and let's add in some more beads. I want to make it a little bit heavier at the bottom. So I'm going to just do this right here. So this is going to be my little loop. I think that's going to work. I might want to add some more beads, but that gives me at least a jumping off point. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to push this little bead out of the way, or actually that big bead, so that 10 millimeter bead, I'm just going to push that right out of the way. So I'm going to string through, and I'm going to string up all of these beads here in the order that I have, just to see. This is why stringing, I think, it's very relaxing for me. It's very fun because you can add them, take them off, kind of do all different sorts of things with them. If you want, you can add a bead stopper to the other side. I'm not adding one here today just for this little demonstration, because I thought this would be really neat. I had a question come through our Facebook about some strung jewelry, and I thought this would help answer that. So this one is for you. All right, so now I'm just adding and completing my little round here. Now here's the trick. Because I'm using lots of different beads here, lots of different sizes and colors, I want to make sure that when I bring it into a loop, it's going to look the way I want it to look. It's not going to crunch up there. So now all I'm doing is I'm taking it and I'm getting my little ends here together. So I'm making sure that falls dead center in my piece. And now we're going to use this bead and we're going to crisscross through that large bead. Not only will it allow us to use the wire that we want, because we want to have enough space in there. If you try to do this and anchor it with, like, say, a 4 millimeter bead, you're not going to have as much luck depending on the wire that you've chosen. But then you can go ahead and bring that together, and it's going to be this nice little loop and pendant. And now you can continue on stringing. But another little tip is that there's a reason I put those little 4 millimeters right at the top there. If you did anything bigger, you're going to have a little crunch, because you can see that the first thing that I'm going to do when I'm starting my new line here is I'm going to use another 4 millimeter. Now I'm going to use a different color here, but I want you to see how they can kind of sit with each other, and it will push the pendant down when you look at it. So what happens is, instead of it coming sort of just straight across, what that's going to do is it comes together and it actually sort of pushes it down, so it creates a little bit of a stronger pendant-like look. Now, there's nothing to say that you can't go out on this side and kind of create another loop. If you wanted to do a series of loops, you could create something like that, and you could do it on the same side. So this is a really fun little technique, but I just wanted to say a couple little things. Make sure that you are testing out how many strands of your beading wire you can get through the largest bead that you would like to put there. Also, use some smaller beads there. Some great other beads you can integrate are some spacer beads. You can also do some even smaller crystals if your wire will allow, or seed beads are really great. You can get some crystal seed beads. We have some beautiful crystal AB, Miyuki's and Toho seed beads that could work really, really nicely in here. But that's it. That's just the little technique I wanted to show you because someone was, they didn't understand how this could happen. I was like, oh, hey, it's actually easier than you think. So there you go. This one is for you. If you guys have any questions or are curious about a certain design and how it's made, leave it in the comments below and we will definitely take that into our video requests. Thanks so much for watching, and you can get all of these beautiful Preciosa crystals by shopping at Beadaholique.com.